Welcome to another episode of Savage Crypto. Here with me, Suppoman, your superhero of cryptocurrency. In today's video, I am going to be applying my savage analysis to Lisk, a cryptocurrency lots of people have asked me to cover because people aren't necessarily clear. What is it? How does it add value? How is it a top cryptocurrency? How has it achieved such a rise in value since last year? So today I am going to be analysing the positives, the negatives, like I always do, why you may or may not want to invest, and then give it a final rating, a star rating out of 5, and then I say whether I'm going to invest and what my strategy would be if I do invest, or if I don't invest, what your strategy may be if you want to invest. So if you're excited to learn about this, smash the likes up, and if you want to essentially get notified when I am bringing out a daily cryptocurrency video, then become a subscriber and you will be able to. So earlier today on my Suppoman Udemy Twitter feed, I asked, what cryptocurrency do you want me to cover? And I essentially gave Lisk as one of the options, and this at the time was far and ahead the one that everybody wanted to learn about. So you can see that Lisk is currently at number 17 most valuable cryptocurrency in terms of market cap. It's currently $5.05 at the moment. It's currently on a dip, and the highest value it's ever achieved is $8.13, which was relatively recently. So what is Lisk? Lisk is essentially an app software development kit, or SDK. An SDK is essentially a kit you can use to create apps. So why is that relevant? Why does Lisk need one? There's already a Apple iOS software development kit. There's a Google Android software development kit. So why do we need one now? Well, essentially because, and going to the positives, because it's a decentralized app development solution. If somebody wants to create a blockchain-based app, it's much harder, but the masses will have a solution with Lisk. They can create decentralized apps. They can create apps on a blockchain. So that is really the main pain that Lisk solves in the market. So Lisk is one of the building cryptocurrencies. I covered the types of valuable cryptocurrencies earlier, and builders was the top. Because basically, these are cryptocurrencies like Ethereum and Neo, where other cryptocurrency companies or blockchain-based companies can use their services to be better and provide offerings to the masses. And Lisk is another builder. But instead of offering kind of smart contract solutions, Lisk is offering app development solutions. So with Lisk, you are essentially able to build both the back end and front end of an app. So you don't necessarily need to create the front end in one programming language and the back end with Node.js. Basically, you can create both with Lisk and using JavaScript. That is the main programming language of Lisk and one of the most popular programming languages that developers generally know. It puts apps on the blockchain, or decentralized apps. Okay, so this software development kit is going to allow mass adoption for people who want to create blockchain-based apps, companies, disruptors. These kinds of companies are going to find Lisk unbelievable value for their business moving forward. Apps can be fast and efficient through their own side chain. So essentially, Lisk have a blockchain, but each app will have its own side chain that doesn't necessarily affect the main blockchain. Okay, so they can have their own side chain essentially to run their app on, and it allows them to be faster and more efficient in their operations. And number 5, they have got 114 million Lisk in available supply. Now this is a great figure, okay? This is in the low 9 figures, which means that it's not going to be such high volatility, but at the same time, if there's millions pumped into this cryptocurrency, it will have a very nice growth. It won't go spike up suddenly, and then all of a sudden, if one day it doesn't achieve very much, it won't just go down very quickly and burn you. Okay, so this will enable pretty good and steady and relaxed growth over time. In at number 6, Lisk and wallet holders can vote for delegates and get free Lisk. So essentially speaking, you need to have Lisk to vote, and you do this within the Lisk wallet. And they've got a delegated proof of stake system, which basically is a democratic way of voting in delegates to maintain the network, to maintain the transactions on the blockchain, and essentially they share out their tokens. They share out these tokens, so the people who voted them in get free Lisk. So token holders get rewards. At number 7, Lisk have a rebranding announcement that they are likely to be making on November the 22nd. So there's been rebrand talks going on for quite a while, and they are looking to finally announce it on November the 22nd, which is likely to see a spike up in price, just like what happened to Neo when they had a rebrand happening. So this rebrand has been long awaited, and it's likely to be announced on the 22nd of November. And number 8, the SDK is scheduled for release Q1 of 2018, and they are looking within their roadmap to integrate smart contracts within the software. Okay, so the SDK is basically what gives the value to Lisk, and that hasn't even come yet. It's not even been released yet, and as a result of that, this is the time really to get in to Lisk while it's still $5 and before it explodes. If you look at Ethereum, it stayed around about the kind of high single figures, low double figures for ages, and then all of a sudden spiked. And as soon, essentially, as their platform started offering value, that was when it just skyrocketed. And the same thing is likely to happen with Lisk, because this is a building platform. It can enable mass adoption of blockchain technology and decentralized apps. So this is really a huge part of their future roadmap. In at number 9, they have got a team of 24 staff. Okay, a lot of them are front-end, back-end developers, stack developers. So it's got a very technical focus, has Lisk. It's very much on technical, but they have got legal, they've got marketing, they've got PR, they've got a lot of the main bases covered when running a business. And actually, initially, the former CEO of Ethereum, Charles Hoskinson, used to be one of the senior advisors on Lisk. So they had a really good grounding at the beginning, which means that they are on the right track to become that future Ethereum, but for mobile apps. And then at number 10, it's on the major exchanges. So it's already popular. You know, it's already available on the main places to buy, which means that there isn't going to be this problem with trying to get it on Bittrex, get it on Poloniex, and get it on all these major exchanges, because they've already achieved that and it's already available on the major exchanges. So there's obviously no problem with the perception of Lisk. Obviously, the people that have listed them have a lot of faith in Lisk, and Lisk therefore has a lot of credibility. Now, there are some really amazing positives with Lisk I've just gone through. It sounds like a great opportunity, doesn't it? It sounds amazing. But adoption, getting the scale of adoption needed to be like an Ethereum. Okay, so Ethereum is really, really valuable for people creating blockchain businesses. But apps-wise, do the masses recognize it? Are they ever going to recognize it? You know, a lot of people that are app developers, are they happy with what they are currently using? Are they happy with the centralized systems they're already using in order to create apps? So really, Lisk, in order to be the Ethereum, doesn't just need the release of the SDK, it actually needs developers. It needs businesses, companies, disruptors, adopting the Lisk SDK in order for Lisk to have any value. Now, Lisk are actually going on a road tour trying to get developers behind Lisk. So that is already a very positive step. And this is why Lisk, you can almost counter this objection because of the fact Lisk are proactively going out there. But really, this needs mass adoption for this to become the next Ethereum, or at least it needs a decent rate of adoption to give the signs that people are going to take over this. And number 2, token holders need to be relatively active for rewards. So normally with a proof of stake system, you just stake your coins in a wallet and that's it. You can just pretty much leave it. In this system, you have to vote for the people to do the staking in order for you to really benefit from it. So you have to be more active. It's not just a case of leaving your coins in a staking wallet and staking it. No, you actually have to get involved in this democratic system, which means that, in a way, the community stays more active and more aware of Lisk rather than just having another wallet running in the background staking coins. So this has a benefit as well as being a negative. Limits. Other programming languages. So at the moment, really, JavaScript is the programming language required for Lisk. But what about people that don't know JavaScript? What about if they're educated in Python or C++? Or they're a very, very new developer and they only use Unity? Okay, how are they going to be able to use the Lisk SDK? That's certainly something to consider when it comes to adoption. Are they enabling mass adoption by offering really one main programming language? And number 4, it is established on popular exchanges. This is obviously a good thing for its credibility, but a bad thing in terms of getting the value incrementally. If it was a case that it was listed on a couple of minor exchanges, that means they can explode in value by getting listed on Bittrex, by getting listed on Poloniex, by getting listed on these really other top exchanges, and therefore being available to more investors. But at the moment, they've actually already established listing on the major cryptocurrency. So at the moment, really what you're waiting for is rebranding and the SDK release. So you're getting in it quite late, hence why it's already $5 and it's not in the low single figures or cents. Okay, this is a really exciting sounding SDK, but Apple and Google already have a wide community, a huge community of developers, okay? Are they going to be interested in moving over to a decentralized area? Well, I think this is going to gain more value as cryptocurrency and real life converge, and therefore it becomes more relevant. But until then, I'm not necessarily sure how quickly this will be adopted and how much the value will incrementally increase of Lisk. But that's just me being very, very realistic and slightly pessimistic about Lisk. But when it comes to my final rating, I actually give Lisk 4.5 out of 5 stars. Not quite top marks, but it's definitely up there as one of the future powerhouses. And the reason why I give this 4.5 stars is because we are still in the early stages. Okay, we are still before the SDK. We are still before the development of the SDK. We're only going to have the initial stage of the SDK. We haven't got all the stuff that's going to come next, such as trustless applications, smart contracts, using other programming languages. So at the moment, this is still a great investment, even though it's already quite high. So if you could have invested in Ethereum at $5, wouldn't you have jumped at the chance? So this is almost why this is an amazing opportunity. Will I be investing? Yes. In fact, I am already invested in Lisk. I invested in Lisk a long time ago. About 3 months ago, I invested in Lisk because of the potential. I worked in the app business. I can see the potential of Lisk. And the strategy is long term. There's so much to be achieved with Lisk that you need to hang in there for the long term for it to reach its Ethereum status, to be one of the kind of Ethereum powerhouses, one of the building cryptocurrency powerhouses of the future. Okay? And I think that what I've presented here today basically gives you the confidence that Lisk have got an amazing product and that this could be the next Ethereum. So I hope that that has powerfully explained Lisk to you and you have a better understanding of what it is and how investable it is. Now, it's up to you. Till next time, guys, I've been Suppoman, this has been Savage Crypto, and I'll see you in the next one.